live from Virginia Beach, just walking and talking, walking and talking. We got Cowboys football today, y'all. We got Cowboys football. Just walking down the mean streets of VA Beach right now. Gonna wait for a few people to get on, and we'll discuss what's gonna happen today, and most importantly, what's gonna happen. More lives and stuff. And Jay, uh, you got my number. Jackson, what's up, bro? How nephew doing? We got some big things planned for this off season, so I hope he plugged in. I hope he plugged in because, what I'm saying, we're going to take off like a rocket ship. For those that don't know, I coach at Oakton High School, and yeah, we got some things popping over there. All right, Jay said I want draft position, but I hate the Eagles more. Quite frankly, us getting a better draft pick probably hurts the Eagles more in the long run. I think I think in the long run it definitely would hurt them because I think that we're not far from being good again. We're not far from being good again if we stick to the formula that we've been doing. I don't expect us to win today. We probably shouldn't win today, but if we do, I'll be happy. It's a good place to be as a Cowboys fan. It's a good place to be because what I'm saying, your Sundays and stuff ain't not filled with anxiety and stuff no more. Like at this point, like it's either good draft position or you find out what you got next year in some of these young guys. So it's a little bit of both, and I like it. I like where we at right now. Action Jackson said I still want to win every game. And again, like if we win or we don't win, ain't much difference in the draft position. I mean, it is, but it's not. Like if we lose the two games, then we looking at maybe getting another Micah. You possibly looking at, because that at 12 is where we got Micah. So you can still get an impact person at 12. We get to about 19 or something like that. We win these two and we get to 19. I mean, you got to think, you got CD at 17. So you can still get somebody's impact. The bottom line, though, we got to go impact. We got to go impact with the impact skill position, more than likely. If y'all still looking at my face and my face is all glossy, like I let my daughter do this skincare routine because, real daddies, they play teapots with their daughters. They let them, I don't let her paint my fingernails and stuff like that, but I let her do this little skincare routine. And so if y'all see my face all glossy, I ain't sweating, I ain't nervous or nothing like that. That's what it is. But at this point, bro, I really just want to see a good product if that makes sense. If we lose and we lose and we lose like we're playing football, we're playing tough football, and the Eagles are, just a better team, which they are, even with Kenny Pickett, like I can't be too mad at it. But there is something that I do want to discuss. I talk to my guy Foots the King all the time. We probably talk once a week. We probably have like a big ass conversation once a week, and we probably need to go on wax with some of the things that we talk about. But Dak Prescott is a problem. At this point, you got to call him injury prone, and he's only getting older and less mobile. So what that means is there's a higher risk of Dak getting hurt, and this team is too good for Dak to go down and the season to be over. It's too good of a team as far as the young nucleus that they're building. And if you look at it, look at Minnesota being one of the best teams. Minnesota's season wasn't over. Quite frankly, Minnesota really overachieved. They really overachieved with what they've been able to do with Sam Darnold. Now, the pedigree of Sam Darnold is what? He's a top first round pedigree. He is, right? And I think that he wasn't allowed to develop, There's a couple of guys. Baker Mayfield wasn't allowed to develop. Like, their organizations, found it to where it was just easy to move on from them and just cut ties. But they still were really good players. And all it took was patience and, getting the right guys around them. So when I look at Cooper Rush, compared to Baker Mayfield, who was a backup at one point to somebody, and that job he was just ready to take it over. When it was time to take it over, Baker is better. Darnold is better. Darnold, in some circles, is in the MVP conversation. So I look at Cooper Rush, and I just look at the formula in which we're playing, and I'm like, why can't we do that with a young guy? A young guy that has a lot more upside. Because right now, what we're witnessing we're witnessing the ceiling of what Cooper Rush is. And it's not good enough for us to win, for a deep run if Dak goes down. So we have to think about, I want you guys to watch the quarterback play today, because you're going to watch it, and there's no CD today. There's no CD. So we definitely have to stick with the formula. We're going to run the football today. We're going to try and run the football against a team in which we need to see this line and how they perform against a top D line, a top rush defense. Tampa Bay, we didn't run the ball well last week. And I don't necessarily know if it was the O-line. Another thing we got to talk about is the running back spot. We're going to talk about it every week. We're going to talk about it every week. We kind of need a home run guy. A guy that, if we do check to a run, that you look back and Dak feels comfortable. See, I think what was happening is Dak was looking behind him, and I've said this before, but he looked behind him, and checking to the run was not a better option than him throwing the football. We got to get a running back in here to where Dak feels comfortable checking to runs. And I think that's probably what it was, because if you think about it with Dak and Rico, we weren't running the ball well. We weren't running if it was Zeke, if it was Deuce, if it was Rico. So it didn't matter. And the check, obviously, with Dak being the better player, I mean, obviously, that's where you go with running, right? So I think we need a back. I think we need a back that if we check to a run, is a threat to break a long one. And somebody else said it. Bear 24, we need more receivers, DMV. Absolutely. This right here is an off-season to tool up. Tool up, bro. Load the clip. I've been saying it. I said it last year, guys. I'm team load the clip, and we got to be team load the clip. We got to be that, right? We have to be. All right, so let me see what some of these comments saying. Philly D said, absolutely, teams who tank always will stink. Rival week, let's go. Yep. I don't want to tank. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you losing ain't the same thing as tanking. Losing ain't the same thing as tanking, if y'all get what I mean. Like, you go out there and you're trying to win, you're putting together a good play, you're putting together a good game plan with this young roster, a lot of guys are undrafted, a lot of guys are late round picks. You're seeing what you got out of those guys, and you're trying to win games. You're not teaching them how to lay down. And that is important to me. That's important to me. Not laying down, teaching these guys how not to lay down. Yep. Bear 20, our offense goes into the toilet without CD. Probably, more than likely, but we'll see. Philly D said, I'll never acknowledge an Eagle fan. Well, I already did, sir, so your hypothesis is wrong. Wrong AF. Let's see. Ori says, get a new head coach. Bear 24, Tolbert and Brooks on the clock for me. So Ori said, get a new head coach. I'm kind of with that in a way. Like, it's like I could go either way with this, right? One reason I'd like to get a new head coach is I just don't trust Mike with Dak coming back. I just don't trust him to lean on running the football. I just don't trust it. He hasn't shown in his history that he'd be willing to build a run game to help the pass game. And that's what has to happen. Like, yeah, we could want a number 2 receiver all day, but that just means we're going to throw the ball even more. and put this defense in bad situations, which is really, this defense really isn't as bad as it was pegged out to be. It's just that they were put in a lot of bad situations and we weren't scoring points, but we weren't scoring points. We weren't putting points on the board. Like, scoring points is a form of defense, and we weren't doing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's that we didn't have the talent on offense. But here's the one thing I could tell y'all. Even with the receivers we have right now, if you inserted a top running back, I think that things would look a little different for those receivers. And we've proven, Steven's proven, Jerry's proven, Will McClay's proven, time and time again, that they can build offensive lines. They've shown us that. Tuck brought it up. Oh, guys, man, hit that like button for me, please. If you don't mind, if you like what we talking about, if you don't like what we talking about, hit the like button. Let's get the algorithm up a little bit so people know that we're live and we're talking a little bit, because I'm getting ready to go. I'm down in VA Beach with the in-laws, and we're having a good time, and I'm getting ready to go out to lunch, brunch, whatever the hell it is, and then I'm gonna watch the game in peace. That's my goal, you know. Philly D says Spags and KC needs another shot. He has respect from his players and will be a good fit for Dallas. You know what, Philly D? Even though you ain't think I was going to talk to you at all, you know, I'm not like one of those people, but, you know, I think that the best fit, the best candidates out there they're defensive guys. Vrabel, Flores. Look, here's the thing. We're not going to hire Flores, but really Flores will be really, really good for this Dallas team. Can you imagine the things Flores could do with Micah Parsons? You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be crazy. Like, it's either like we have to build the run game to complement the defense. And I think that we're not that far away. You're going to see today, I'm going to predict it. Rico's going to go out there. We're going to get a little push. We're going to be able, they're going to be stuff that's there, but only an elite back is going to be able to find it. And I just don't think that Rico has that skill set. What Rico's skill set is, he's a good, like, off-timing back where if you have somebody else, then you give him a carry. And then Rico's really good in space catching the football. I think he's a good screen back. I mean, I think that he's a solid RB2. I wouldn't even say that he's a great RB2. I think he's a solid RB2. Kind of like, and I do think that having Rico, so look, if Rico's folks are watching this, I know Rico ain't watching this, but I think Rico has the ability to be a playoff type back, you know what I'm saying, that can make big plays in the playoffs. Like, one of my comps to what Rico can do and some of the things and the type of player, like, you guys remember Kevin Falk from the Patriots? Kevin Falk stayed around for those guys for a long time and won many a titles and made many a big plays. And I think Rico has a lot of those capabilities. But nobody would ever tell you with the Patriots, Bill Belichick wouldn't tell you, oh, that's my lead back. You don't lead with a Kevin Falk. That's an accent. That's an accent. You know how you painting houses and you have accent colors and accent walls? Like, that's what Rico is. He's a very, very good accent wall, right? So I think that he has capabilities. And I'm proud of bro, man. I really am. I'm really proud of where he came. Pause. But like where he came from as far as on the depth chart, getting cut, coming back from practice squad and getting his body right and then taking the role away from Malik, was it Malik Davis? I think that's his name. I done forgot his name because Rico came back better than ever, you know? And I'm proud of him. I really am. But there's a such thing as pedigree, dog. And we don't talk about that enough. And I think people could look at me and say, well, who are you to talk about pedigree? Who are you to talk about it? You ain't make it pro. All you did was play at a HBCU and you rode the bench there. I mean, that's all valid. But what I can tell you about that is I knew when I looked at somebody and they just had a different pedigree than I had. I knew it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was telling Tuck this the other day on our live stream. Like, we played against Rutgers when Rutgers was ranked probably the best Rutgers team of all time when they had Ray Rice and Brian Leonard. And I looked across and I seen Brian Leonard leap over one of my teammates. I saw Ray Rice, little, smaller than me, but he was just so strong. Like the type of strength like I probably was faster than Ray Rice. I probably was faster than him, but his build, how tough he was, how strong he was, I knew that his genetic pool was just different than what my genetic pool was. And that matters, bro. Like Mike Tomlin said, you know what I'm saying? Pedigree over anything. If the person got pedigree, then they can get coached. And that's what I'm saying here, guys. Rico has shown that he can get coached. But if there's a guy out there with pedigree that can get coached, he's just going to be superior to what Rico is. That's what I'm talking about bringing in here. And I get tired of people just saying, oh, we'll be fine with this. We'll be fine with that. I don't want to be fine in the run game. I want to be dominant. We have the ability to be dominant, not just fine. Because guess what? When you're dominant in the run game, you can still control games a little bit and still do things when you're playing against tough defenses or in tough games. You know what I'm saying? When you're on the road, the run game follows you. When you're in hostile environments, the run game follows. The pass game can be, there are things and there are variables that can alter a pass game. There's a lot more variables that can alter a pass game than there is a run game. You know what I'm saying? And I found that out coaching. Shout out to my guy Ruff at Yorktown. And I learned this through him. It was a rainy day, and we both coaching JV. I was a head coach of JV. He was a head coach of JV. And, you know, I played against his team. And we were superior athletically. Like, we were just supposed to beat that team. We were bigger. We were stronger. We were faster. But we ran everything out the gun. Everything was spread. Everything was out the gun. And they had the old-fashioned wing tee offense. And what happened was it was a rainy monsoon day. And the game got delayed like twice, 2 or 3 times. And it was puddles out there. And guess what? We couldn't get no snaps. You know what I'm saying? Then when we did get the snap, the exchange from the quarterback and all that, like it was real, real slippery. We kept turning the ball over. Guess what they did? They went on the center and they just ran at us. It was just a simple game plan. And they didn't like break long runs and stuff like that, but they just controlled the game. And then we just kept turning the ball over. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like in bad situations, whether it's cold, whether it's rainy, you know what I'm saying? The other team can be just bigger, stronger than you. But if you can run that football, you can run that peel, you can kind of, you know what I'm saying? You get good at something in the run game. If you're good at something in the run game, then you can build off of other things. You're ready for any situation. And that's how I feel about how Dallas needs to build the team. I do think that we find good players, but I think that we're scattered and we're not good at anything. Let's get good at something. We get good at that, we'll be fine. We get good at running the ball. And I think we got the young offensive linemen. We got the depth. The young offensive linemen. And what I mean by that is Terrence Steele. You start running the ball, now all of a sudden Terrence Steele don't look as bad. You know what I'm saying? Brock Hoffman. You don't put him in bad situations. And you can get these guys who want to go downhill, and then that makes it easier in the play action game and stuff. And that's what you guys are seeing from Cooper Rush. What's up, Carmelo? All right, so I'm going to answer a few, and then I'm heading out of here. I only wanted to get on for a little bit. Y'all hit that like button, man. We got 45 people in here watching, so we should have at least like 25 likes at this point. We should have at least 25. Fire Channel TV said Cowboys are trash, bro. Terrible ownership. What's good, brother? What's up, man? How you doing? You're right. I think you're about 3/4 right. I think this year we're trash. I think we have the ability to be good, but you're right. Terrible ownership. Terrible ownership in the front office. I think that the ownership being intertwined with roster building, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think it mixes. I think you need a guy that his job is specifically to build the football team. And it's his job to, you know what I'm saying, where you're held accountable. Jerry isn't held accountable for the things that he needs to be held accountable for. So, yeah, Jerry is the problem. to answer your question. For sure. For sure. So I think you're 3/4 right. Like, I think this could be a good team. I do think that what Micah said, this is a good team. I think he's right with the makeup. This could be a really good team. I think that it's handled wrong. And it's actually ironic. I don't know if you was here when I was saying Steven and Jerry, they really good at building offensive lines, and they really good when we go out and we invest in an elite running back. And then when you invest in an elite running back, then you get middle of the round backs behind him, and then that middle of the pack back takes over. We weren't in that situation. Like, I mean, I don't know if you remember, like, Julius Jones. Like, I'll just name transitions that kind of worked for us. I don't know if you guys remember Julius Jones. And then with Julius Jones, we got Marion Barber as a 4th-round pick. Marion Barber, we were able to build, and then Marion Barber ended up being that dude. Then when Marion Barber kind of fell off, then we went and got a 1st-round pick in Felix Jones. And then Felix Jones, when he started falling off, we got a 3rd-round back in DeMarco Murray, who ended up being the 2nd-best back after Emmitt Smith for the Cowboys. And then guess what? We said, we tried to replace DeMarco Murray back with another middle pack back and Joseph Randle, who just wasn't good enough. And we had to clean it up with a 1st-round talent in McFadden. And then we said, screw it, bro. This offensive line is too good. We've already built it. Let's go get Zeke Elliott and knock this thing over the top. And I think that's where we missed our window. When Zeke was in his heyday, I think the missed window opportunity was when Zeke was suspended for 6 games. I think that's where the missed opportunity was. But then guess what? You went back, and then you got Tony Pollard in the 4th round. You missed the cycle. See, with Tony Pollard you missed the cycle. You were supposed to get a 1st-round back. You're supposed to get a 1st-round, 2nd-round, high pedigree back. And then you draft another back maybe a year or 2 down the line, or maybe in the same year, that's a 4th-rounder, 5th-rounder, so that they could take over. And then you go, like, the cycle is trying to tell us something, and we just missed the cycle this time. We missed it this time. So, yeah, I hope that you guys got something out of this. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. I'm getting ready to go, guys. I'm getting ready to go. We're probably getting ready to take off. I'm going to holler at y'all, man. Love y'all. We're going to go live a lot more. Hey, Jay, text me, dog. J Money, text me, bro. Like, I definitely want to, do some live work with you, bro. If you ain't afraid to get on camera, if you are, you know what I'm saying, maybe we'll do a call-in situation where you can call in, because, you know what I'm saying, you know that I respect you football-wise, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know that I respect you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we friends, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you came up, you was a little youngin'. I saw that you was, people don't know, J Money was a dog, bro. J Money was a dog. At one point, J Money, they used to call him Lil Randy Moss. I don't know if you knew that I remembered that, but they used to call you Lil Randy Moss. And I remember you came in from Texas, and, you know what I'm saying, you was running things football-wise. Now, our high school was some trash, so we were talent that kind of slipped through the cracks. But, yeah, dog, I definitely would love to have you on. But, yeah, man, I'm going to head on out. Lord Nova, salute, my guy. What's up, Jeff D? And we out. Peace.